the news with Woods and Brown opting for red shirt. Has anyone had that conversation with you of having a red shirt?
Are you red shirting for us, or are you red shirting for you?
Only at Colorado. The transfer portal is wide open, and right now it's just the first few days, so there's not been a lot of firm sightings, but there has been a lot of people entering officially into the transfer portal. So today we're going to talk about the new entries from Colorado, and I want to do something very fun. I think we're gonna talk about some of the targets because there's a few more that popped up as well. We got some confirmation from Mr. Odom, the ex-Carrollton wide receiver and ex-Alabama wide receiver who could be a Colorado wide receiver, 6'5", ex-tight end. He has an official visit, so we're going to talk about those. But at the end of the video, majority of this video is going to be us going back about a year or two ago when everybody had a lot to say about everybody transferring out of Colorado. Everybody's leaving. There's so many transfers only at Colorado and not at every single school, because right now Alabama's having a god dang garage sale. Everybody's just flying out of there. So we're going to do those things in this video. Check out what Deion's got going on. Of course, we got some wisdom from Deion Sanders. He's always being a little bit profitable. What? He's like a prophet. He be telling the truth, telling the future. So we're going to watch him some throwback videos about that as well. But man, I appreciate y'all enjoying these videos, supporting these videos. I can't thank y'all enough. Please like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content, and let's hop right into it. So first things first, we're going to start with some positives. We have former wide receiver, Alabama wide receiver, Caleb Odom. He will visit Colorado this weekend. So this tells you a few things that we're going to get into, because there's a few other, there's an Alabama defensive lineman that's also coming. I think it's right here too. Let me see if I can find it. If not, it's over here. Get the name of this gentleman. We're going to get to the transfers out. Yeah, so number one defensive player in the portal, Alabama transfer Jaheim Otis, has an official visit with Colorado this week. So the reason why, before we even talk about the implications of the players, just talking about him and talking about just timeline wise, right? We should expect to start hearing the actual waves and actual signings probably by next week, right? So right now things are going to move. You're going to have people who already knew that hey, they already knew what they wanted to do. They're going to be signing probably this week. Yeah, there's going to be some people who get convinced, but a lot of the big moves probably aren't going to start happening until the end of this week, beginning of next week, once people get these official visits, because there's going to be multiple official visits. These kids got to go all over the nation. I mean, kids got to go from Tuscaloosa, I'm assuming, all the way to Boulder. So that's got to be interesting. And you hope him traveling that far, maybe just chill out. You know what I mean? Maybe you just stay with the buffs and become a buff guy. They definitely need some beef when it comes to the interior, because it seems that, and just a little more information on the gentleman here, the 6'5", 325 defensive tackle, has 57 career tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 1.5 sacks so far in his career. And this is just another confirmation of Odom being a high school, teammate with future Colorado superstar, Julian Lewis. And of course you have Northwest Missouri State tight end Zach Atkins. He will be visiting Colorado December 15th to 16th, right? So again, this week, right? And then I think we have to we got to talk about it. All right, it's time to talk about the transfers out. Before we talk about the transfers out, I want to talk about this video real quick. I've showed y'all this video. Let's shut up and listen to him talk about it.
Get 25 high school players. How many is going to play that freshman year? At the most. Let's say 4 or 5, right? And so now you got 20 guys redshirted. So when you go through that spring with that 20 guys redshirted, how many are you going to retain after that spring? Or how many are going to jump in the portal on you? Let's just do it. If any one of you going to go statistically and try to calculate this, I already done it. So it's going to be how many? Half. Okay, why don't I just focus on 10? Guys that can, see, when we grab a freshman, we expect that guy to play. We're not looking at, hey, man, we can just redshirt you, develop you. No. We're looking for you to come in and play some football. I don't give a darn if it's a walk-on, if it's a Cash Cleveland. We expect you to play. So our approach is somewhat different, heavily scrutinized, heavily criticized, but we know what we're doing. So if anybody ever did the homework and the statistics of these young men, that people have a class that they say is the #1 class in the nation, then 5 of those guys play or 4 of those guys play, then the rest go through the spring, then they jump in the portal. Give me those numbers. Don't give me the numbers of where you rank nationally recruiting, because this is like an NFL team. You always say who won the draft. Then the team gets killed all year. You don't say nothing else about it. Who won the draft last year? in the NFL? Nobody care right now, right? Exactly.
And he just speaks facts there. And I think that's important. No, we're going to get into the throwback, but just understand the overall landscape of college football and how these recruits are going to be brought in. Because when we talk about the transfers that are leaving out, understand that these holes are going to be either addressed or being, as we can see, addressed right now. So starting off right off the bat, we have, I think the most shocking one, not Tyler Johnson, even though that was pretty shocking. I think the most shocking one is Colorado edge Deion Hayes. He's entering the transfer portal. He was leading in sacks and tackles for loss before he was injured. I mean, he was a really bright spot. I mean, that for as much as people wanted to pretend last year, not pretend, for as much slack as Colorado's defense got last year, rightfully so. This year, especially when you come to the trenches, it felt like they had answers at every angle, right? They had multiple dogs when it came to the edge pieces, defensive line. So it's a little sad to see someone who seemingly had a lot of promise and was meshing well with what they had going on leave. But hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully he made his tape well. And I do want to say, before I even get into it, because we're going to get into, actually put this over here, we're going to get into the full list here. Before I even get into it, I do have to admire the way that a lot of Colorado fans have been handling the transfer portal. It's been a lot of positive stuff. Hey guys, wish the best for y'all. I hope everything goes good. And going on to the next transfer out is offensive lineman Tyler Johnson, who transferred from Houston. He re-enters the portal as a grad transfer. Again, he was not a starter from what I understand as well. So just interesting to look. Here's the full list as we go into it, even though, I mean, we do have the full list as well. I can't believe the Lejante. Oh no, Johnny Chaney did. So according to this list, we got Walter Taylor III, Asad Wasim, Jordan a wide receiver. I can't pronounce that, dog. I don't have the brain cells possible. Tight end Morgan Pearson, wide receiver Cordell Russell, interior offensive line Yakir Walker, interior offensive line Peyton Kirkland, edge Deion Hayes, linebacker Jeremiah Brown, safety Adonis Forrest Jr., defensive tackle Rayon Boyle, and linebacker John A. Carter. Now, speaking, it's interesting that we talk about it. Another addition that what's it called? Wow, that is loud. That the Buffs particularly might have is this safety right here. Two-time Big Ten, Thorpe finalist, Mr. Thiemann out of Purdue. Now, I know there wasn't a lot of positive things coming out of Purdue, but the fact that he seems to be someone on the radar for the Buffs has to be anything short of positive. Special teams guys that gets it done, seems to be a hard-nosed, okay, can hawk the ball a bit, can get after it. I do want to say, wow, that is loud. Just a side note, I think it's so cool that like their own players have their own media. One, for copyrights, for as content creators, it makes it awesome, makes it easier. But also just like the account of these players, like what they're doing is a phenomenal thing, dog. You get to play at all these major universities. This is dope stuff to see. But yeah, he seems to be a thumper. He seems to be there. He seems to be what you just need when you lose a safety in the transfer portal. And then, of course, you're going to lose Shiloh Sanders as well. Not to the portal, but obviously, hopefully, to the draft if he gets it and makes it and becomes an NFL-level player. But there is a safety, Dylan Thiemann. Thiemann could be a name to watch for Colorado. In 2 seasons, Purdue, Thiemann had 210 tackles, 6 interceptions. Dang, 6 interceptions in 210 tackles. That's not bad. He's always everywhere making huge plays, always a true game changer. So he could be one of those dudes that's looking to kind of take that next step as well. Continuing on here, I think I have just a few more, just people kind of reacting to it. Here's wide receiver Asad Wasim. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, entering the transfer portal as well. Robbie Ashford hopping in there. So that could be another kind of a target when it comes to wide receivers, not wide receivers, but quarterbacks, because, I think he's the same, similar frame as Julian Lewis. He's not the same quarterback. I believe Ashford is more of a runner. But just because I know they're already looking at a Caden Salter. So if they're looking at Caden Salter, maybe they're looking at a guy who's a little more shifty there. And then here's Mr. CJ Vogel. Remember, I'm a Texas fan. This is my Texas guy speaking on Tyler Johnson, and he has to say what a road it has been for Tyler Johnson. He signed with Texas in December 2018, and at that time, he was the highest-ranked Texas offensive line signing in 6 years. And here he is on his apparent, I guess, 3rd or 4th school trying to figure it out there. So it's interesting to think there. Thomas Castellanos has been crystal balled to Florida State. Just general, updates there. After redshirting, Jeremiah Brown is entering the transfer portal. Colorado Jeremiah Brown plans to enter the transfer portal. Oh, I swear, I hate to do this to editor things, but I remember when Deion Sanders speaks on Jeremiah Brown. He spoke on Jeremiah Brown and he spoke on Trevor Woods entering the transfer portal. I remember that. Hold up. Let's go to Trevor Woods. We're gonna watch that video. Forget the videos I had. The other video I had. What's it called? Okay, so here he is. Here he is talking about Trevor Woods transfer now.
News with Woods and Brown opting for red shirt. Has anyone had that conversation with you of having a red shirt?
Yeah, several guys. You gotta understand it. I understand it, and I always want what's best for the kids. I really do. Like, that's their prerogative. But it kind of puts us in a situation because. Now, is there a question, are you redshirting for us or are you redshirting for you? And it should be NCAA rules and guidelines that if you choose that particular course, we should be able to allow you to go. Because if a guy is redshirting for himself and he don't plan on being here, why would you want him here and he don't plan on being here? That's really not fair to him. It's not fair to his teammates.
With the news with Woods and Brown opting for red shirt.
Hey, Coach Prime said, get them out.
Yeah. Several guys.
Get them out of here, please. Coach Prime says, so that's interesting to see. I think it's very interesting that him and Brown, I think there was already the inklings. You can kind of see it that as soon as it happened, he was like, yeah, this is a guy that it's probably not going to be here, right? So Trevor Woods actually could come back. I think he could play safety, if I'm being honest with you. He plays more like an X, like a rover type player. I think he could kind of morph into like a box top safety. I don't trust him as a nickel back, but we'll see there. But as far as Jeremiah Brown, I think it was clear from this interview, from this moment that, yeah, it was over for him. Hey, jury saw on Trevor Woods. He has not, from what I've seen in this official, I do not see Trevor Woods in here. I see John A. Carter. I see Jeremiah in here. Deion Hayes here as well. So there's a lot of top tier talent, but he is not in there. But I think those are the major updates that we have for right now. Before we leave, before we wrap it up, I would be remiss if I didn't show y'all a few of my favorite throwback tweets back when people were having a lot to say about how Coach Brown did things. So let's go here. I want to go to the big one right here.
Here's the thing. We knew that Deion Sanders at Colorado football was going to be an absolute television show. It was going to be a movie. It was going to be cinematic. But we did not know what was going to be in the movie, in the reality show. And it just keeps getting better by the day. Well, it depends how you define it, but I mean, it is entertaining. Let me just tell you that. Zachary Courtney tweets out, for the coaches who were trying to recruit me, I am sorry, but I will not be able to get y'all my film from my practices last season, since I am not allowed to have it because the head coach at CU won't allow it. We know who the CU. Zachary then responded, again, this is not a shot at Deion, I just wanted coaches to know I have no film for them. He then responded to a tweet saying, I never meant anything bad by Deion. I regret posting this. I should have taken my time and said to all the coaches and never expected to blow up. Well, next time you should consider it's the internet. But if this is true, bad look for Deion. Really bad. Here's the thing.
And everybody's favorite troglodyte. And we're going to go, if y'all like this, because, this video is getting a little long, we've kind of addressed things. We'll go deeper into it, but my favorite troglodyte of all time, Jack Mack, just one of the biggest idiots of all time because he's just the most clearly unathletic person of all time. And I hate when people who just have never played the sport. Look, I've played Pee Wee, son. I know. No, I'm joking. I've played a little bit of foosball, right? And if not, through my inexperience, I will tell you that, hey, I'm not experienced at the high collegiate level. I won't speak from a way that has a high collegiate level. But just even trying to frame this as a Deion Sanders problem when it's clear that this is just I understand it's probably a thing to hate on Colorado right now, but anytime a player enters the transfer portal, access to their program's film is rightfully revoked immediately. This is a standard protocol for obvious reasons. It's as simple as that. It's just funny to see and go back to the time when all these transfers were leaving, everybody was going crazy, and oh my, like, it's just a crazy parallel. Now we're here, and Colorado seems to be at a place where they just want to reload and take a next step, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching these videos so much. Leave a like if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy. Is there any different type of content you want to see? I know I dropped that Gunnar Stockton video. I have my Georgia fans show a lot of love. I got some more ideas, so if y'all have any ideas, y'all let me know, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.